I've had a lot of experience with my channel with people on the right, and I would say the vast majority of them are in agreement with the fundamentals. They're not racist. They're not whatever labels the corporate Democrats want to put on them. And I do think now that I've seen, because I've been very rough on the left for a while, and I'm seeing now a lot of voices on the left and a lot of people who are coming and tweeting me where there really isn't that much of a difference as far as the type of messages I'm getting, whether they're a progressive or on the right. And that gives me a lot of encouragement that this could very well be something where we unite, we realize that they want to keep us apart, that the whole alt-right Nazi Pepe thing was basically propaganda from the Clinton campaign to not only try to win an election, but also try to keep people apart. I'm not saying there's not an alt-right. I'm just saying that a lot of the people who have been labeled by the corporate media, the corporate Democrats or corporate politicians on both sides are not what they are. And I think you can make the same argument where the criticisms of, oh, everyone on the left is a snowflake, everyone on the left is against free speech. That's just not the case. There are absolutely credible, reasonable voices on both sides. And I think that I just fully support what's happening with both sides of the aisle. Like, if we can even eliminate the aisle and just have the people against the establishment, I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, if we could just get together like you and I are doing right now,
yeah,
and have honest conversations about shit that doesn't concern TYT,
yeah.
you know, going forward, and just look at the issue and not use freaking talking points.
More importantly, like, to get on what you were saying, we need what you're talking about, and that's one of the reasons I started a site with my buddy Winston Smith, is because one of the things I want to do with the site is have a dialogue with people from all different political backgrounds, and just people are afraid, the election particularly, and I think this was on purpose. This was a purposeful strategy by the establishment to get people afraid to talk about their political beliefs. And right now we are in, especially whether you're on Twitter or whatever, if you express a belief that is not 100% establishment, you get attacked. And if we can just create spaces for everybody to be able to come together and talk, because at least the way I view it, if a person has bad ideas, the best way to handle that is to talk about that and try to win them over to your side. That's the only way that I think that this can get done. I think that when people just dismiss people because of what they've been told, or that they support a certain candidate, I think it's a mistake. And I also think like they made that mistake with like people like Ann Coulter, who I don't agree at all with Ann Coulter, but when you say, oh, Ann Coulter, ban her, she's bad. Well, what happens, especially with young people, when you label someone as the bad boy, it makes them mysterious. It's like, whoa, let me, and I especially remember when I was young, you know, I was like listening to hip hop and shit, and in the suburbs, people might not realize now because it's so socially acceptable, but like in the suburbs, listening to Public Enemy, it was like listening to Al Qaeda. Like they really were totally against that. And that's one of the things that I think caused hip hop to kind of explode. It was originally a very rebellious, naughty thing. And the problem is, like, hip hop's a fantastic thing, and that's good that it happened with that. But when you give bad ideas, that kind of, you know, like, and I'm not, this is not an indictment on Ann Coulter. I'm just saying I don't agree with her. I'm not considering her like the worst person in the world, but I'm saying regardless whether you think Ann Coulter has bad ideas or you think we have bad ideas, labeling us naughty and bad is a mistake, because it's just going to cause people to view them as mysterious. So the best way is to shine a light on it, work it out, discuss it. And I think that if you don't do that, then we are slowly marching towards a place where speech is silenced and only the corporate narrative is acceptable. Everyone else is crazy. And if that continues and it gets worse and worse and worse, it's just not going to be, we're not going to be in America anymore. We're going to be, technically, I guess they'll call it a democracy, but it'll be completely rigged. It'll be completely run by corporations. They will install whoever they want into office. Any sort of, a disagreement will be treated like China, with all of the banning of certain types of speech against the political figures. And I do think we're getting close to that. And that's why this is, I think, like I said, I don't want to get too hyperbolic, but I think it's vitally important right now that we're all doing this. And so I do think it's a war, and I think it's a war that we have to win.
So you know what? It's a war we got to keep fighting. I hope that we do win it, brother. I sincerely do. But it's tough, man. Look, guys, go subscribe to Hard Bastard, hard_bastard on YouTube. Follow him.
Sorry about that. No, Hard Bastard on YouTube. The underscore's on Twitter.
Okay, my bad. Okay.
No problem.
Look, guys, if you put in Hard Bastard, I think you're gonna find him.
Yeah, you're gonna find him.
I think you're gonna find him. And if not, go to my subscriptions and you'll find him. If not, don't go to my followers on Twitter. But yeah, find him at hard_bastard on Twitter, guys. And H.A. Goodman, I, myself, Nico, we're all following him. I just want to say once again, guys, I'm really impressed with this guy. I'm really impressed where he's going. He's in it for the right reason. I think painting independent media with a broad brush that we're all in it for clickbait is horrible. And when you hear a man say, or a person say, I think we just all need to talk more. I think all voices need to have a sit down and talk, and we discuss issues. Does that sound like someone with some nefarious motive to you? Is that what you get from that? That's not what I get from it at all. I get a sincere person who just has a opinion and happens to be a hard bastard. So thank you, Hard Bastard, man, for making time, brother. I know you got some stuff to do today, man. I appreciate you, bro, and I look forward to working with you more in the future, man.
I really appreciate you inviting me. This was an absolute honor. And just real quick, because I'm at least right now being censored on YouTube, my uncensored videos are on hardnews.network. And thank you, Tim, and thank you, H.A. Goodman, and all the people on Twitter that were retweeting and just kind of joining this movement. Absolutely, it's humbling. And we'll definitely work together in the future. I'm totally on board with that.
I love it, man. I appreciate it. Give it up for Hard Bastard, guys. Follow this man. Make it a thing you do today. All right, bro. I'll talk to you soon.